President Trump will announce that Apple is going to commit to spend another $100 billion on domestic manufacturing. That's the latest pledge by the tech giant to increase U.S. production of its products as it seeks to avoid punishing tariffs on its flagship iPhones. You can see the shares up 1 2/3% in the pre-market, Katie. I want to ask about Apple. The other day I asked Mark Gurman how many iPhones will be made in the U.S., and he laughed at me. So I guess that's not the goal, but it does look like Apple's going to be spending well over $500 billion in the U.S. in the next 4 years. What do we know? What's new?
So this is huge in technology, and this is what you need to know. It's a $100 billion additional spending on top of $500 billion that Apple had already announced to spend over the next 4 years. The money was very specifically targeted. There will be a server manufacturing facility. A lot of that money will go to its supply base within the country. There's also some kind of training element to it as well. Apple has been really emphasizing how much commitment it has to the United States for semiconductor production. They keep giving numbers of chips that are coming out of US fabs. That's important. But what this doesn't answer, remember, this is Bloomberg reporting citing an anonymous White House official. We think the answer will come later today. This is an expansion of a financial commitment to the United States from Apple, but it is not going as far as to say we're going to manufacture the iPhone in America. That's very separate and very distant and seems unlikely still.
Well, you think back to earlier this year when the president warned that he would hit Apple with a tariff of 25% if it didn't move manufacturing of the iPhone to the U.S. I mean, this is political in nature. I think it's pretty safe to say that openly, Ed. So even if they don't fully move all of their production of the iPhone to the U.S., which many agree would be a little bit impossible here, at least this is an olive branch which might keep them in the administration's good graces.
Yeah, since the turn of the year or the inauguration, Tim Cook has not been the president's best buddy. Jensen Huang, NVIDIA CEO, has been the president's best buddy, essentially. And it's been fractious, and the stock in the first half of this year, Apple I'm talking about, traded reflecting the risk of the president's attitude towards supply chain tariffs and Apple's move or not to manufacture the iPhone in America. The vast majority of people that we speak to on Bloomberg Tech and anything that you read would suggest that that idea, manufacturing a handset in this country, is highly unlikely. Not because you can't build a facility to do it, but you have to build cities worth of supplier facilities around that. That's the picture you see if you go to mainland or Greater China near a Foxconn facility. You have basically a little city with all of the core component supply base around it. And America doing that, along with a lack of skill set in tooling, and that level of manufacturing, that's the main barrier right now.